Your Eye on Annapolis daily news brief keeps you informed about what's happening in Annapolis, Anne Arundel County, and Maryland. Local news, local sports, local events, local opinion, and, of course, local weather. Your Eye on Annapolis daily news brief starts now.
Good morning. It's Friday, February 16th, 2024. This is John Frenay, and this is your Eye on Annapolis daily news brief presented by Annapolis Subaru and the SPCA of Anne Arundel County. The best news I heard yesterday, and I'm going to quote Pip's Dock Street Dogs Facebook post, and I quote, why would we be here in the shop this afternoon making a pot of our delicious hot dog chili? Maybe it's because we are opening tomorrow, Friday the 16th. We're back, baby. End quote. And I am psyched, and I think we all need to go down and get a hot dog or a cheesesteak or some fries and make that line stretch all the way around the block. Anyhow, we do have some news, so let's get into it, shall we? In Annapolis, a significant step toward cultural preservation has been made with the city's acquisition of Dr. Parlett Moore's former residence, a move that complements the 2022 purchase of the adjacent Elktonia Carr's Beach Park. The property, purchased for $1.6 million and assessed at just over $1 million, will be managed by the Annapolis Department of Recreation and Parks and will serve as the headquarters for the nonprofit Blacks of the Chesapeake. The Heritage Park aims to educate about the Chesapeake Black history, particularly during the segregation era, with plans for a cultural heritage center in the works. The initiative is part of a broader effort to acknowledge and celebrate the region's African American history, a sentiment echoed by Anne Arundel County Executive Stuart Pittman and Annapolis Mayor Gavin Buckley. And in a related development, Watermark, a company that shares the Chesapeake region's history for over 50 years, has announced a partnership with Blacks of the Chesapeake Foundation. This collaboration will result in cruises in Annapolis and Baltimore that highlight the contributions of African Americans in the maritime industry. Vince Leggett, who's president of the Blacks of the Chesapeake, expressed the importance of this partnership in bringing to light the often overlooked stories of Black watermen in the region. In other Annapolis news, the Housing Authority of the City of Annapolis, or HACA, has received a grant of $110,668 from the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development, or HUD, as part of a larger initiative allocating over $128 million to various housing agencies. This funding is designated for the 2023 Family Self-Sufficiency Program, which aims to promote economic independence among families in HUD-assisted housing. The program offers services such as financial literacy, job training, and educational opportunities, and is considered to be the largest asset-building program for low-income families in the nation. Hey, here's a great podcast for you to check out. Leadership Anne Arundel is celebrating 30 years, and they are releasing a 6-episode podcast series featuring county leaders that have gone through the program and made a huge impact on the life here in Anne Arundel County. They do release on the 15th of the month, and the one released yesterday is episode 2 with John Corrin from Bike AAA. You can learn how a Leadership Anne Arundel project created a bike safety movement across Anne Arundel County. Just search for Leadership Anne Arundel wherever you get your podcasts. It'll pop right up there. Or you can head over to their website at leadershipaa.org, and there's a big old link right there on the front page. And as we begin to wrap it up, for those seeking something to do this weekend, there are several events that are scheduled. Baltimore children's author Kim C. Lee will read from her book, The Night Owl, at the Museum of Historic Annapolis, followed by a children's coloring session and museum scavenger hunt. That's from Historic Annapolis, and it goes from 11 a.m. to noon on Saturday. Music enthusiasts can enjoy Paul Shaffer in concert at Maryland Hall, featuring symphonic renditions of pop, R&B, and jazz tunes. All that does go down on Saturday night, and tickets are available at liveartsmd.org, and you want to use the code EOA25 to save 25%. And if you missed it, go back and listen to that bonus pod we did with Paul last week. The Greater U Street Theater Group presents its jazz musical, String of Pearls, also at Maryland Hall. This one's on Sunday from 4 p.m. to 7 p.m. It's a story of love and liberation. You can get your tickets at marylandhall.org. For families, the Milkshake Duo's performance at Anne Arundel County Public Library in the Annapolis Mall will offer a fun, interactive musical experience for children, and it's free. So, if the kids are driving you crazy at home on the holiday on Monday, take them to the library at the mall. Be sure to catch our local business spotlight with Hope for All, and that's going to drop tomorrow at noon. And today on Canines and Crosstreks, we meet Penny, an older copper-colored, purebred, long-haired dachshund. She was so cool recording this Canines and Crosstreks, she just sat there and took it all in. Listen to our spot now, and then check out eyeonannapolis.net at noon for our irresistible photos, and you can get all of the information on how you can adopt Penny. And again, don't forget that we have that daily newsletter that features only the top local news stories of the day. We do send it out to your email inbox every night at 7 p.m. Yes, that is 366 days this year, all without a paywall. It's perfect for keeping up with the weekend's news since we don't release DNBs on Saturday or Sunday. And here's a link right here in the show notes for you to sign up. And that's it. Now it's time to say thank you for listening and putting up with us every day. I do hope that we add some value to your world. And if we do, please leave a review somewhere or tell a friend to give us a listen. We also want to thank our sponsors, Annapolis Subaru, the SPCA of Anne Arundel County, Solar Energy Services, and Hospice of the Chesapeake. It's Friday. The weekend is here, and now it is time just to say have a great weekend, be nice to others, do something fun, and keep shopping local. Other than that, we're going to see you on Monday. Now hang tight because George Young from DCMDVA Weather is here with the only locally forecasted weather report you will find, and of course, Canines and Crosstreks, so do hang around for that. All that's coming your way in just a minute.
Have you ever had to wait to get an appointment at the Apple Store? Skip the wait and the line at the mall by visiting Mac Medics in Severna Park or Lanham, where appointments are not necessary. Mac Medics is an Apple-authorized service provider. Mac Medics services all Apple devices, including broken iPhone screens and batteries, and all without an appointment. Most iPhone repairs are complete the same day and usually within a few hours. Mac Medics is also an Apple-authorized reseller and sell Apple products at the same price as the Apple Store. Visit Mac Medics in Severna Park or Lanham for Apple-authorized sales and service and shop local. Don't wait for help. Call Mac Medics at 410-757-MAX, which is 410-757-6227. It's 410-757-6227. Or visit them online at macmedics.com. When you live near Annapolis, you know how fickle the weather can be. So you need a truly local forecast that's accurate and reliable. Forecast right here in Annapolis. DCMDVA Weather is not just for today, but for the rest of the week and the weekend too. Now here's George Young of DCMDVA Weather with the weather outlook for today and beyond.
Hey everyone, this is George with DCMDVA Weather, and this is your Eye on Annapolis forecast for Friday, February 16th. Not a bad day yesterday for the Annapolis region. While it will be fairly similar out again today, clouds will be on the increase in the PM hours ahead of some overnight and AM snow Saturday before skies clear again for a chilly weekend ahead of a then warming week. Look for mixed skies today with temps in the mid to upper 40s with breezy northwest winds, with snow expected to break out across the region sometime around or just after midnight as low pressure moves by to the south of the area with enough strength and moisture to it to deliver 1 to 2 inches of snow for most spots on the map, with some legit potential for 3 or even 4 inches in a few spots if the system maxes out, because it won't snow for very long as all precip should enter again just after midnight and exit to the east by 9 or 10 a.m. at the latest. But be prepared for some potentially slick roadways in the morning if you have to head out tomorrow a.m. for some shopping or kids sports or whatever might get you out on the road before noon. But conditions should improve in the PM hours with temps in the lower 40s, with sunshine returning ahead of a sunny Sunday with highs in the mid to upper 40s after cold temps Sunday morning in the upper teens to mid 20s, with the expectation for next week being mostly sunny skies Monday through Wednesday, with highs Monday and Tuesday around 50 degrees, to be followed by mid-50s or so Wednesday, and maybe upper 50s to near 60 degrees by Thursday as we start to get into the final phase of February 2024. Okay, that's it for today and this week. This is George Young of DCMDVA Weather. Make it a great day and weekend out there. Stay healthy and be safe while enjoying the snow while we have it. And be sure to follow DCMDVA Weather on Facebook and X for updates throughout each day, along with the website at dcmdvaweather.info. so you can always stay weather informed.
Hello, energy consumers. This is Rick Peters, president of Solar Energy Services. Is all this talk of inflation making you uneasy? Me too, especially the uncertainty. How bad will it eat into my future purchasing power? Well, don't feel helpless because solar energy can give you some financial control. By installing and owning your solar system, you can lock out electricity cost inflation by locking in your electricity price for more than 25 years. Many of our inflation-fighting clean energy systems offset 100% of the annual electricity demands. Customers frequently add electric vehicle charging and backup batteries to their solar projects, providing them inexpensive auto fuel and additional energy security for the home. Freeze energy inflation in its tracks by committing to affordable, clean solar energy. Call us today at 410-923-6090 or visit us at solarsaves.net. But don't wait another minute. Sunshine's a wasted.
Sunshine, sunshine, nothing else can make me feel so fine.
That can only mean one thing. We're headed to the SPCA of Anne Arundel County with Annapolis Subaru to play with the pups for this week's Canines and Crosstreks. Sponsored by Annapolis Subaru. Higher standards.
Well, welcome to Canines and Crosstreks. We're back here at the SPCA of Anne Arundel County, and we've got Penny with the Grinch feet rolling across the conference table, but she's a cool little dachshund.
She is so cool.
She kind of looks like Max from the Grinch a little bit as well.
She totally does.
Yeah.
Well, what is Penny's deal?
So Penny's 11 years old, and she was surrendered because her mom just could no longer care for medical reasons.
Aww.
And so she was kind of home with her rest of her family, and they had kids, and for some reason she just wasn't getting along as well with the kids. So we are thinking that she would go home. She would probably be better with
A single or a couple or something like that.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, just in case.
She's staring into my soul.
She's very
She
nice.
is staring at you, Billy. She was like, "Oh, Billy."
She's like, hi.
But she's got those gorgeous little dachshund eyes that just make you melt, don't they?
She's got like the
So she's been hanging.
salt face.
That's it.
Santa face, yeah.
Oh, yeah. So she's been hanging in my office, and she can bark quite loud when she wants to. So just in case for all of you out there, but it's a very cute bark.
You know, it's funny when I was setting up for this podcast in here, she was barking out there, okay? And I thought like a car had like crashed through the front of the building and she was trapped underneath. I mean, she's a little bit over dramatic with
She is a little bit, but she does like cock her head sideways when she does it, so it's super cute. So you forgive her, right?
I'll tell you, I've been loving, and I know it's past tense now at this point, but I've been loving the pictures you put up of with the puppy bowl.
Oh,
because
isn't it
we had the
fun?
Super Bowl and all that,
Yeah,
Valentine's
did
Day
you
and everything
see
else, and the puppy bowl photos were very funny on the SPCA.
Yeah, the volunteers had a blast doing those photos. That was just absolutely
I'm sure
adorable.
that's got to be a really cool job,
Go
taking
take a
all the
bunch of
fun pictures
of
with the puppies.
Yeah, that's right.
I will say that I am psyched that Canalita has left the house.
Oh,
Isn't that exciting?
Canalita.
At this point, the only animals that have been on this show that are still here at the shelter are this one, Penny, and I'm drawing a blank on the one we had last week.
Lisa and Amy went home.
Yeah.
So
What?
Yes,
Did we have
Amy
Amy
went
on?
home.
Yeah. We had like
Amy
two
on.
like
Yes.
white dogs
I mean, it
with
was
like,
like-
like regular
White
basic
dog,
female
white
names.
dog.
Lisa and
Billy's
Amy.
like, yeah.
You've
Lisa
got
and
that
Amy.
no shave November. You've got that dry January. We had like white dog January.
White dog. That's it. So Amy's doing really great, and we were worried about her because she was hanging in the office for a while too. So we were afraid she was going to miss her pals. But we do think Lisa, who is still here in the office with us, she was a little sad when she realized that
Yeah.
Amy wasn't there because they used to sleep together and everything. But she's doing great, and actually, the owner of Amy came all the way from New Jersey to adopt her.
Wow.
So that's pretty cool.
Okay, now how does somebody from New Jersey get down here? And okay, let's be clear. I mean, this is not some kind of the Sphinx cat. I can see somebody coming down here to adopt some kind of a hairless cat. Why does somebody come from New Jersey down to the SPCA of Anne Arundel County to adopt Amy?
Well, I think what it is, I know it is. It's our pet finder. So pet finder is nationwide. And so you can kind of make like your wish list of what you're looking for. So if I put in a dachshund or something, any of the shelters or rescues that actually have pet finder, you'll get notified when there's a dachshund. So wherever. And you can do it for however far you are willing to drive. Yeah.
No, Maryland, that's not that
That's
far.
right. So they
Annapolis is
drove
kind of a
in.
cool place.
John,
cool
there's
is
this
that,
crazy thing called the internet that people
Really?
it's wild. Yeah,
It's
it's pretty new.
It's wild and crazy. It is.
But I imagine that somebody coming from out of town would probably have to fill out the application before and make sure that they're not coming down here and you know, and not going to be
not right.
Yeah.
So it's a set appointment. They've already filled out their application. We've already communicated a lot with them.
So pretty high close ratio on those.
Yeah, I mean, just in case that way, if they get here and they realize it's just not a great meet and greet, maybe it's not a good fit.
Right.
But it was.
How often do you get people that are like looking for specific dogs that were like look just like a dog that they had that may have recently lost?
I can't even believe you're saying that. You know why? Because that is exactly why they came down from
Really?
Amy. Yes. They showed a picture of their dog that was 18 that just passed away.
Oh my gosh.
A couple months ago. And they said it was identical to Amy. And I can tell you that picture was identical.
Wow.
So they were so happy.
Was it an older couple?
No, it was a younger couple.
Really?
Mm-hmm. I'm really happy because a lot of the places around here, like the retirement homes and stuff, that didn't allow dogs, some of them have.
They do now?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
So I think that's so nice.
You know, animals are such great therapy. I mean, just to have a friend. I mean, it's so sad to see that a lot of the folks that are in these retirement homes and the care communities and everything else, while they have family, they're not here all the time. And having an animal, whether it be a cat or a dog or something like that, is wonderful. And the SPCA of Anne Arundel County is a great place to get them.
That's right.
Well, it's a wonderful purpose, right?
It really is.
To take care of something and make sure that it's, thriving in its environment and keeping you company with love. And
it's so true. And you know what? So many people say, you know what? It's sort of like the reason to get up in the morning.
Yeah.
Because you got to get out and let them out.
Get up.
You got to get up or you pay the price later, right? So you get up and you take them out and it's cool. And their whole day, I mean, so many of the people that have adopted here and they share, their day. Their day is with the dog all day and then dinner time and everything else. And that's exactly what we want.
That's great. Hey, Billy, I got a question for you.
bring it on.
Kelly Blue Book says there's a hybrid Forester coming in 2025. Is that pure rumor or does that have a shade of truth to it?
Maybe. The internet doesn't lie.
Okay.
Ever.
That's not
No,
true.
the Forester is being redesigned in 2025. It's going to be really cool.
So that's probably a good
That's going to be cool.
It's a decent rumor.
Decent
We'll
rumor.
see. We'll see what happens. There's a lot of stuff that's on the horizon that we're not exactly sure of the details. We're getting rumors and stuff as well. But once we get confirmation on a lot of things, then I will share it with you.
Oh my gosh!
I got a quiz for you.
Oh man.
Uh-oh.
Okay, of the 14 mainstream car brands, what percentage of customers would buy the same car brand again for Subaru?
I'm going to go with...
This is from Consumer Reports, if that makes any difference.
I'm going to go 84%.
Not far off, 70.
Wow. I was going to say 64.
But that's the number one.
70 is a pretty solid number.
But that's the number one.
That is amazing. I would totally buy a Subaru again.
Yeah?
Yes. I'm addicted now. I love it.
Man, it's only
Love
been
it,
a
love
few
it.
months.
Just a few months. I'm in love with it.
Totally number one. And then, this is only the 14 mainstream car brands. So,
Sure.
Volkswagen's down there at 51%. So,
Yeah. It's just a good
Number one.
testament to the loyalty of our owner base and also the quality of the cars.
well, it is. I would probably say the 30% that wouldn't or aren't, there's a lifestyle change or something like that.
Maybe.
That's,
You never know.
I need a minivan.
You never know. Well, you also
Could be
there's
that.
also like certain people that just aren't brand loyal. They're,
Right.
They're just like, hey, whatever.
Let's change it up.
Let's change it up. I've already had a Subaru. Let's go for something else. But yeah, and I'd also like to think that it's because of how the Subaru retailers treat their customers during the sales process and also the service process and taking care of their vehicles and making sure that every interaction is not just a transaction, it's an experience. And
I've gotten a lot of communication from Subaru since I bought. And it's just like, it's great stuff though, because it keeps me updated and it reminds me to do things. And
yeah.
so it's been really
And it tells
helpful.
you in your car, tells you to check your back seat before you go in.
Every single time.
Yeah.
I'm like, is there a dog or back there? Yeah.
We noticed there was 14 dogs in here.
There's 14.
We think there might be one more somewhere in the back. Can you just double check?
Exactly.
See, when you need to worry is when it goes, bing, scheduling intervention, scheduling intervention.
Exactly. No such
Carr
thing.
probably thinks you're like a puppy wholesaler driving back and forth to the SPCA with all the dogs.
Well, you guys are the SPCA's in a dry spell now. I mean, you had the Hearts and Hounds walk last weekend, which was fabulous to see all those
lots
pups
of
running
fun.
around the mall.
Oh man, that was so fun. My kids had a blast.
Oh, they had fun at Lights and Leashes too. Remember?
They have fun.
And
They have fun at every
do.
event you guys have is super kid friendly and so fun.
And I will say that the Heart Health Foundation had a good line of the
Absolutely, they
screening.
did.
So that was the vascular screening, which was free there as well. So always a good reminder for adults of certain ages, of any age, actually, just to go get a vascular screening, just to make sure the ticker is still
That's right.
Yeah,
capable
don't
of ticking.
recommend drinking a Red Bull
before.
or a latte right before. Yeah, might give you
Like,
some false
wow.
positives. Yeah. Hey, you need to chill out, man. So, sorry.
It's like the white Coke syndrome, and then there's like the Red Bull.
Sorry, I drank a Red
syndrome.
Bull. Chasing my kids around the mall.
That's right.
Unreal. Well, what's next for you guys? Is that the...
We have our Walk for the Animals that's going to be coming up.
Oh, that's
and that's going to
May.
be May 19th. Yep.
Oh, that'll be fun.
Yep. Quiet Waters.
Okay, I'm going to write a note right here now. Call County Executive Pittman's office
Oh, that's right. We did. Yeah. It's been
and make
that
sure
long.
that he coughs up free admission to the park for the Walk for the
Because we
Animals.
do pay to rent the park. And then on top of that, there's the
Let's start a
per
petition.
person.
We should.
I'm sure there's a lot of nonprofits that go to the park and
So that's a
appreciate
phone
that.
call I'm going to make as soon as we're done here.
There
that's,
we go. See?
That's May 19th to put everybody
May
should put that
19th.
on the calendar.
Yes.
And the tortoise might be here.
Oh, wouldn't that be cool?
It's such a wonderful event.
It's fun.
It really is. It's one of
a
my
lot of
favorites.
fun.
All of your events are great, but the SPCA Walk for the Animals
Yeah.
is
And you're gonna
is
be there.
one of the best. I will
Representing.
be
Are you going to have the
Subaru.
car show as well again, probably?
We are. Absolutely will. And that'll be over at the Holly Pavilion parking lot.
Right. That's always, it's a lot of fun. I mean, I usually walk through the woods and then end up
We
down
had
there
some
by the...
cool cars last year, and I got to judge.
Ooh,
So I got to pick and give out the trophy.
That's
nice.
Mm-hmm.
That's cool. And then you got the puppy plunge in August.
We do. That's going to be August 25th this year.
Okay. And then the event that we're not allowed to talk about
Not
yet,
allowed
'cause
to.
it's
Billy said
today,
we
but
can't
that's
talk
gonna
about it
happen,
until
like, in
August.
November.
Yeah, that big 6-week
Lights
event.
and Leashes just ended.
It,
Sorry, we're not
you know what?
talking
It
about
is
Can't
February,
do
Billy.
it.
It didn't just end.
I mean, it
But
feels like it did.
that's because the end of the year for you guys is just like a blur. Everybody's in there
What
buying
month is it?
cars. They're doing deals. I was in there on December 31st.
Oh my gosh,
I was the last purchase of the year.
you were.
Well, we've got to find a home for Penny.
We do. She's so sweet, and she's just laying here being a good girl.
And she is 11 years old. Okay, so there's none of the puppy stuff there. We get her
Right.
house broken. She walked right in here fine on the leash.
Yes, she loves to walk on the leash.
And,
She's got a beautiful,
She's
pretty
probably our
little coat.
most like chill conference room on top of conference room table dog that we've had.
Right, and
You
Fresh
know.
was too. Remember
Fresh
Fresh?
was too.
pretty.
Fresh was
Fresh
very
pretty
chilled on the
solid,
table.
But her feet, yeah, she no scampering, no like knocking over. The mic never got knocked over.
These dogs probably go home and everyone's like, "Why do they want to lay on the table?"
Yeah.
You can thank the.
You can't go on the table.
It's our podcast. That
We
does
didn't
it.
talk about her color though. She's the copper color or the red.
She's the color of a penny.
the red dachshund.
How about that,
She's
right?
the color of a penny.
I guess she's a little lighter. Yeah.
But she's a real cutie. She would be good for any couple or single. Doesn't take a whole lot of, I say work. I mean, any dog is
she's
work.
easy.
But I mean, it's-
She's just really easy to have in the office and stuff. And so
yeah. Feed her a couple times a day. Walk her a couple times a day, and
there you go.
well, Penny needs a home, and AACSPCA.org is where you need to go for that. And if you would like to be one of the 70% of the people that buy a Subaru that want to buy another one, you want to go to Annapolis Subaru. You can go to AnnapolisSubaru.com, or you can roll up to 149 Old Solomon's Island Road. Check in with Billy or any of his wonderful, happy to help you staff. They do a great job with a great car. And it's funny, I look online for like some trash talk on Subaru. There's very little. I mean, it's just like that guy that's living in his mom's basement that, like, you know, because she wouldn't let him drive the new one or something.
Right.
You know what I mean? But it's a solid car. It's,
And
you know,
dedicated, loyal owners.
Yep.
everyone says,
Yep. And we try to treat them as good as we can. It's our
can't
goal.
ask for anything more. Nope. All right. Well, we'll see you guys next week, I guess. And my gosh, February is almost over.
That's it. Wow.
Good Lord.
Coping with advanced illness can be overwhelming, and determining the best options for a loved one isn't always so easy. But here at Hospice of the Chesapeake, your hometown hospice, we want you to know you do have a choice. You can choose exactly who provides the care and the type of care you receive, and it's your decision when and where your loved one receives that care. We have served our community, family, and friends for over 40 years. We are there when you need us. Learn how we can help at hospicechesapeake.org.
You've been listening to the Eye on Annapolis Daily News Brief. Tell your friends and colleagues, this is the podcast where you can keep up on the latest with what's going on in Annapolis and Anne Arundel County. And don't forget about our website, eyeonannapolis.net, where you can find even more information. And make sure you follow us on Facebook at All Annapolis and on Twitter at Eye on Annapolis. This Daily News Brief podcast comes to you every Monday through Friday at 6 a.m.